Welcome back again. I've decided, I know it's not Monday, and you know, oh yeah, every Monday, whatever, I decided fuck it, whenever. I'm fucking clock, and here's what I need. About half an hour, 45 minutes ago now, I was watching a video and decided I needed to sit and talk about this because this time of year, it's not even until next month, it gets me really bad because, you know, obviously done when I get there. People who haven't been in the situation don't seem to understand. Obviously, they don't know what it's like. But people that have been there, people that have been through it, people that are still struggling with it, it's something completely different. And sexual assault. There we are. It's not even, you know, it's a subject people tiptoe around because it, you know, you end up with PTSD from it. That's where mine stems from. And, you know, yes, it is very courteous and, you know, just decent human being to not randomly bring it up in conversation, not knowing if anybody's been affected by it or not. It's a sensitive subject. It really is. You know, it's I'm not going to give you dictionary definition. You are forcefully inserting yourself or having others inserted into you. Male, female, everybody can it can happen to everybody. Don't give me that. Oh, men can't get. Don't. That whole, the fact that there has to be a men can be victims to movement just pisses me the fuck off. And if you follow my channel, you know how easily I get pissed off. Anyway, I was watching another one of my favorite YouTubers discussing, you know, not rehashing her trauma, but basically she is very honest with people about things, putting it out there, hey, you know, this happened to me. And it got me thinking, you know what, I don't know, I honestly don't know if I've talked about this in a video before or not. It's like, you know, I'm in that mood right now, fuck it. Got out of the bathtub because I'm lazy and it's about 4 o'clock and I'm in the bathtub because it's cold. And come in here and start making this. The 4th of March will be 10 years. And it's, if you actually open up to somebody about it, they're like, well, it's been so long, why does it still bother you? It wasn't that bad, why does it still bother you? Whether or not it was violent or completely confusing, like what happened with me, it still happened. It's like, you know, slicing yourself. And yes, done that too many times. The scar never goes away. Still have one. Don't know if you can see it. That line right here. That was actually a couple years ago. I still have scars from when I was a teenager. That's why they're inked up. Yeah, scars don't fade quickly. I mean, yeah, they can, depending on how bad they are. You expect mental scars to be any different? They're not going to be. And that's what it is. I mean, yeah, you can learn to cope with it. You can learn to, if you can make your peace with it completely altogether, I applaud you, and teach me how. Therapists would be out of a job if anybody could do it. It's been almost 10 years, and I'll be okay with it from, periods of time. You don't think about it. It's like, okay, it happened. It's never gone. The subject comes up, yeah, I'll have thoughts about it, and it's like, okay, it bothers me, but there are so many more things rolling through my head at any given time. That one I am able to marginally repress enough, and that's the problem, to not have it bother me at the moment. Speaking of repressing memories, in watching the YouTuber aforementioned, bringing up her past and what happened, there are so many similarities that I saw there that, you know, it's like, okay, get out of the tub, go make a video. Not only was I assaulted 5 months after I married my husband by a coworker, and spent years thinking I am the world's worst human. I, you know, thought I cheated on him. I was completely unaware, and I was 22 years old at the time. Yeah, because we just had our 10, I'm 32. Yeah, I was 22 years old. And I was so sheltered when I was younger, I guess. I did not comprehend that just because you didn't say the word no at volume does not mean it wasn't right. I kept saying, but wait, I'm married. And I thought for the longest time, up until my Easter morning of 2014, I believe it was, or 13, 14, yeah. Mind you, I got married in 2008, this happened in 2009, so you figure it was Easter morning. Kendra was 3, so she would have been 4, that was 14. I got up before they did. I was reading stuff on the internet and fucking around like I usually do, and came across an article reading about it. You know, it was an advocacy article. You know, just because you didn't say no doesn't mean you completely discount it. If you object in any way, shape, or form, legally, the meaning behind it. And I'm like, holy fuck, I got raped. Called my mom because I didn't want to wake them up. You know, the Easter Bunny had to come, and you know, both of them were still asleep. I didn't want to wake my husband up to have her wake up for me to have a breakdown in the Middle East. And she was little. Called my mom, who apparently initially didn't believe me. So supportive. Because when everything happened, you know, and it was thought of that I had cheated, I got shipped down to my mother's house. It was Marietta. It's about an hour away from here. in. And, you know, she bit my ass so fucking hard. I ended up, you know, I was down there for like 2 weeks, I think, just so he could quit fuming enough to actually face me to talk to me about it. We ended up, you know, I was already in therapy, because I've been in and out of therapy since I was like 12. So we worked through it in therapy, because I guess he loves me or something. I'm still here. And then it hit me a few years later, you know, this is what happened. And after calling my mom, after, you know, they woke up that morning, we got through the whole Easter thing with Kendra. You know, he's my husband. He's gonna notice there's something wrong. Half the time he notices there's something wrong before I do with me. Like, what's wrong with you? You know, why are you depressed? I'm not depressed. Really? Because look at you, and I'll end up depressed. And it's like, how the fuck did you know? His favorite line is, I know you better than you know you, or something. I know you better than you know yourself. Which, I don't doubt it, you know. I don't look at me all the time. I'd have to live with me. But telling him that, you know what, I think this is actually what happened between him and my therapist at the time, because now I see a different one. They both said, you know what, that makes more sense than anything else that happened. You know, I think this is what happened. You know, that makes more sense than you just going and doing this. You know, delve into it. What happened? How did it go? How did it happen? And, you know, per the therapist at least, come to the conclusion, yeah, honey, that's what happened. Well, fuck. I went through a phase a few years ago where I angry, like, ripped somebody's head off anger, painted, or destroyed things, or just created artwork that I had every intention of just opening up a gallery of, you know, sexual assault survivor, rape survivor. People hate the word rape. It's what it is. It's a word. Yes, it is a very negative, very triggering word. However, I had every intention of opening up the rape survivor gallery of all the artwork. I mean, I took tiles, smashed them to pieces, and I don't even remember what. There's a picture somewhere on my phone. I wrote something all over it, smashed it. There's a whole person. It said whole person. Smashed the shit out of it and glued it all to massive piece of plywood. It's heavier as fuck. And stuff like that. I shattered so many things just because the memory and the pain would come back once in a while, full force. And then, I want to say last summer-ish, I'll turn fall, about 6 months ago-ish, somewhere. Fuck if I know. Late summer-ish. I was writing a list of everything negative that, you know, was wrong with me or happened to me and everything, at the behest of my best friend. To turn around and burn, because you take everything, you burn it, and negative energy and all that, because we're hippies. And it came back to me. I was molested at 12. The age of 12. And I'm not saying that that's what everything stemmed from. I'm not saying that's when shit started rolling downhill, because shit was already rolling downhill at that point. That just got added to the ball. 12 years old, I was molested by a 23-year-old man living in the same apartment complex, who would frequently stand in his back window fully nude when us girls, and I say us girls, was me and a couple of my friends, we all lived in the same complex. We're out at the pool. Now, the pool was right outside my back door, office pool, typical apartment complex. His apartment was right over it. So, he knew where I lived. And he would frequently, and I'd be the one to see him. He would be out there doing that when I was there. What? Somewhere's what? And it ended up one day, it was, hey, come hang out with me. I'm like, I don't know. I'm 12. Fucking 12 years old. I was in 7th grade. And he made me suck his dick. At 12. I've done a lot of stupid shit when I was younger. I did a lot of stupid shit under the guise of some sort of, not a need for attention, but acceptance. You do some stupid shit because, oh, okay, if I do this, they'll like me, kind of thing. If I do this, I'll feel accepted, which I never really did. This was forced on me. If I do something willingly, that's my own stupidity. When you're 23 fucking years old, taking advantage of a 12-year-old girl who was just in her house in the middle of summer tuning her guitar, that's what I was doing, sitting in the living room. I think I had Metallica on. I honestly don't remember what was on. Something along those lines, because my father grew up teaching me what good music was. Tuning my guitar, because at that time, you know, I had an interest in playing still, because nowadays, same axe under the stairs, missing a string, took all the electronic components out. It's kind of sad. And it was, hey, do you want to come hang out? Oh, sure, whatever. It's the middle of summer. Home, alone, bored. And this happens. Who thinks of shit like that? There's a reason I never wanted to get into psychology. Just, I got enough problems of my own. I don't want to know what's going on in my own head. Who thinks of shit like that? Who thinks that, oh, here's a kid, a fucking kid. And yes, I will not deny it. I was rather built as a younger child. They came in early and large, hereditarily. Who looks at that and says, "Huh, I want some of that"? It's a fucking child. Are you so inept as a man that you think you need to go take advantage of children just to get yours? I don't remember much. I couldn't tell you what apartment he lived in right now. I know exactly where it was. And all I remember is his first name and how old he was. But when you repress memories so far, and those floodgates open, thanks for a bad couple of weeks trying to talk to your husband afterwards. That was hells. He didn't know about it until it came back to me and I told him about it. I wrote down everything wrong with sheets of paper. Front and back, I had 5 sheets of paper, I think, of everything I could think of to put in the pit and burn. But I made another copy and left it with my therapist. But I had him read that before I burnt the whole thing. And he came down to that one and he goes, why didn't you ever tell me about this? I'm like, honey, I repressed that so far, I forgot about it. And when he goes quiet, he's not overly emotional. He's like, he's weird. He's so level-headed. And then there's me. I guess that's why we're compatible. I guess, I don't know. I don't recall right off if he actually started crying a little bit or not, but he was very quiet for a minute. And then all he did was hug me. Like, if I didn't know about this, I'm like, why do I need to burden you with everything? I've had a lot of shit happen. Why do I need to burden you with everything? You know, and there's so many people who don't talk about it because of, you know, they're not comfortable with it. It just happens too recent. It's, you know, the pain, fear of reprisals, any reason they don't want to talk about it. They don't have to. Being able to repress memories can sometimes be a blessing and a curse. You know, I wish there were some that I could repress as hard as I did that one. But, you know, those bullshit I deal with on a daily basis. It'd be nice if I could just, you know, hit that button. Just go away now, bye. It'd be fucking lovely. But just from watching that video and then knowing that, you know, March is on his way and it's going to be the 10th anniversary, if you will, of getting raped. And then remembering being molested. That I don't... It had my therapist crying when I told her about it. Like, she legitimately got teary-eyed. She goes, you were how old? And I told her. That was the day I brought that list in to read to her. And other than a couple of friends of mine and my husband, and obviously my therapist, I don't think I've told anybody else. Just because, you know, I was 12. You really want to, you know, be out in the open of, hey, I was 12 years old and I got forced down on somebody. Actually, you know what? I think... No, I didn't. Thought I told my stepmom. No, I did not. I know I did not. Because I got a lot of my attitude from her, and she would have... They would have found him floating at the bottom of the pool. Well, floating at the bottom. If I would have told her about it. I didn't tell anybody then. But that really didn't make any sense. Anyway, I had to get this off my chest instead of wandering around pissed off downstairs and having Jeff and Kendra being like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Nothing's wrong with you. What's wrong with you? Nothing's wrong. This is back and forth. We always do. Just because I don't want to talk about something. I figured sit here and rant at you guys about it, because why not? So, I don't want to, make it seem like, oh, I just decided to bitch about this because right now, no, this was bugging me, and I felt the need to put it out there. So, I don't have a closing for this. I'm just gonna go back to coloring, because I'm still coloring. I'm on I'm on book number 4 now. Just drawing and coloring pictures. So, thank you for letting me rant, and I hope y'all have a good what's left of the rest of the day. See you next time.